How you doing? My name is Richard Garcia, the executive chef, and we're here at my restaurant, 606 Congress, and we're going to make one of my favorite things to make for Thanksgiving, stuffing. So we're going to start out with the bread. I've got about 16 cups of sourdough. You can go ahead and use whatever type of bread you like, but I just really like the flavor and texture that sourdough lends to a stuffing. So I'm going to go ahead and take these over to the oven. We're going to put them in at 350 degrees for about 7 minutes. All right, so we just took the bread out of the oven, and as you can see, we're not really looking for too much color here. We just really want to dry out the bread so that it can absorb as much liquid as possible when we get to that step. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're actually going to start cooking all our vegetables. So we're going to take our butter, and we're going to melt that over medium heat. We're going to go ahead and add our onions, celery, apples, parsley, salt and pepper, and let that cook down for about 10 minutes just until all the vegetables start to get soft. So our vegetables are all cooked, and we're going to go ahead and take this and just add it right to the bowl that we're holding all your bread in. And just make sure you get all that butter and need everything in there. And it's very important that all that butter gets in there because that's going to help get soaked into the bread and help make the stuffing perfect. So in the same pot, you can actually go ahead, put that back on the heat, and we're going to go ahead and cook our sausage. You're going to put your sausage in, again, about medium heat. You're going to cook it 5 to 10 minutes, really just until everything is browned and cooked through. And while you're cooking, you just want to make sure that you're breaking the sausage up with a fork so that you get nice small pieces that will incorporate into the stuffing. All right, so we're done cooking our sausage. I've used a homemade sausage that I made earlier, but you can go ahead and use any type of sausage you want. If you want a little spicier, go ahead and buy some hot Italian sausage. If you want it sweeter, go ahead and do that. But really, any sausage you want would work great. And once it's cooked, we're just going to go ahead and dump this right into our stuffing mixture, along with everything else. Again, any fat, anything of that nature, you just want to make sure you get right in there. Now we'll just mix this all together. And you really want to make sure everything gets well incorporated in order for the bread to start to soak up all the butter and the fat from the pork. And then once we get that mixed, we're going to go ahead and add our liquid. I'm using chicken stock here. And it's going to take about 2 cups, maybe 3 cups to get it to the consistency that you want. And you're really just looking for all the bread to be moist. You don't want it soaked or extremely mushy, but you just want all the bread to get moist. And then we're just going to finish this with some cranberries, nice dried cranberries, all incorporated together. It's already starting to smell great. And you've got enough here to feed probably about 8 to 10 people. And if you want to put this into a bird, I suggest that you make a double batch and you put one batch into the bird and put your other batch aside to cook separately. So once everything's mixed together, we're just going to go ahead and put it in our baking dish. Any type of casserole will work. If you don't have one big enough, you can go ahead and bake this off in 2 batches or use 2 separate pans. But you really just want to get it all in, nice and packed. So then we're going to go ahead and bake this at 300 degrees if you're using a convection oven, or 325 in a standard oven, for about 30 minutes. So here we are right out of the oven, beautiful golden brown crust, nice and moist in the center, a great New England style stuffing with apples and cranberries, sausage. Just a beautiful, beautiful addition to any meal.